Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome back to Fluentors, where we learn English through stories with feeling, rhythm, and meaning. Today's story is full of love, sacrifice, and a beautiful twist. It's called The Gift of the Magi, written by the great American writer O. Henry. As you listen, notice the emotion in every line. And at the end, we'll do 10 shadowing sentences to practice speaking naturally and confidently. So take a deep breath and let's begin.
The story. It was Christmas Eve. A young woman named Della counted her money, slowly, carefully, $1.87. That was all. She had saved every penny she could. But it was still not enough. Tomorrow was Christmas, and she wanted to buy a special gift for her husband, Jim. A gift that would show her love, something truly worthy of him. She sighed and looked out the window. Jim was her world, kind, gentle, and hardworking. But they were very poor. They lived in a small, simple apartment. The rent was $8 a week, and life was not easy. Della stood before the mirror and looked at herself. She had two treasures in her life. One was Jim, and the other was her beautiful long brown hair. It fell like a river down to her knees, shiny and soft. Jim had a treasure too, his gold watch, a family heirloom passed down from his father and grandfather. Suddenly, an idea flashed in Della's mind. Her eyes shone with excitement. She put on her old brown coat, her old brown hat, and hurried down the street. She stopped at a small sign that read, Madame Sofronie, hair goods of all kinds. Della went upstairs, heart pounding. A large, pale woman appeared. Will you buy my hair? Della asked. $20, said Madame Sofronie, lifting Della's hair with cold fingers. Give it to me quick, said Della. The next 2 hours flew by. Her head felt light, her heart heavy, but she smiled. She now had $20 to buy Jim's gift. In a small jewelry shop, she found it, a simple, elegant platinum chain for Jim's gold watch. It was perfect, quiet, strong, and full of meaning, just like Jim. She paid $21 and went home with shining eyes. When she looked in the mirror, she saw her short hair, like a boy's. Oh dear, she whispered, but he'll love me for what I've done. Oh, he will. At 7 o'clock, Jim came home. He looked tired and serious. When he saw Della, he just stood still, silent, his eyes wide, full of surprise. Jim, darling, Della cried, don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it because I couldn't have lived without giving you a gift. It will grow back, you'll see. Jim stepped forward slowly. He took something from his pocket and smiled. Della, he said, nothing you could do would make me love you less, but open this first. She opened the package and then gasped, half laughing, half crying. Inside were the beautiful tortoise-shell combs she had long admired in a shop window. Combs for her long hair, the hair she had sold. Oh, Jim, she whispered, my hair is gone. Then she smiled through tears. Now it's your turn. Open your gift. Jim opened the little box. Inside was the platinum chain for his watch. He smiled softly and said, "Della, I sold the watch to buy your combs." For a moment, the room was silent. Then they both laughed, softly, lovingly. They had each given up their greatest treasure to buy a gift for the other. And that, dear friends, is the meaning of love and of Christmas. Oh. Henry ends the story with these words. The Magi, as you know, were wise men who brought gifts to the baby Jesus. Of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest.
And that was The Gift of the Magi, a story that teaches us true love is not about what we have, but what we're willing to give. Listen again slowly. Feel the rhythm, and practice shadowing to make your English smoother and more expressive. Now, let's repeat 10 sentences together for your shadowing practice. 10 sentences for shadowing practice. It was Christmas Eve, and Della had only $1.87. Now repeat. She wanted to buy a special gift for her husband, Jim. Good job. Let's continue. Della had two treasures, Jim and her beautiful long hair. She decided to sell her hair to buy Jim a present. With $20, she bought a platinum chain for his gold watch. When Jim came home, he was silent with surprise. He gave Della a set of beautiful hair combs. She gave him the chain, but he had sold his watch. They both sacrificed what they loved the most. Of all who give gifts, they were the wisest. Thank you for listening, my dear friends. If this story touched your heart, listen again, slowly, and shadow along with my voice, because every time you listen, your English becomes clearer, smoother, and more alive. Until next time, this is Dina, wishing you love, peace, and the true spirit of giving.